Hello there, everyone. A very good evening. My name is Waran Shanmugam, and welcome to the Waran Shanmugam Show, Season 2, Episode 3. Yes, it's Deepavali tomorrow, yeah? And if you could see here, I am also dressed for the event, yeah? And as I was thinking about the question that I wanted to ask today, this is what came about. And I want to ask you this. And the question is this: what is your plan for Deepavali tomorrow? Now, it's interesting because Deepavali is celebrated differently this time around. So we would like to know, what is your type of celebration tomorrow? Use the chat box. Please give your answers there. All right. Now, this time around, I had a privilege to meet three very beautiful people from KL Kinetics. I love them so very much. So I thought I should get them in my show. But with a tweak, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I went there to their place instead of here. And I did the interview there at KL Kinetic. It was definitely a different experience, I must say, doing it for the first time. But I let you watch the first part of the interview so that you will know what I am talking about. Are you guys ready? Let's watch this, yeah? Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Waran Shanmugam Show. Today, we are in this space here, which is very different from what you used to see. Why? Because these guys are special. Why do I say that? You will know that in a bit. KL Kinetics is this place, and I have with us Tilakh. Tilakh?
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Tilakh. I'm from KL Kinetics. So a little bit on myself. I am originally from Selangor.
Okay.
Sri Kembangan boy, right? Sri Kembangan represent. Okay. Right.
That has to come.
Yeah. Small town people looks like that. Okay, so I have been a physiotherapist for about 6 years now.
Okay.
So I graduated from Darvin, and then I started working. My first working experience was with a sports team, with a football team. I was a junior therapist for almost a year plus, and then I was in between jobs with a few physiotherapy centers, private physiotherapy centers.
Okay.
And then I also, in my final 3 years before I became part of KL Kinetics, I was in a private hospital in KL. So yeah, that's basically about me. In the private hospital, I mostly see sports related injuries and orthopedic cases. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Tilakh. Then Wahidah.
Hi everyone, I'm Wahidah. I'm from Shah Alam, Selangor. I've been working as a physiotherapist for about 3 years, and I was graduated from Masa University.
All right, thank you so much, Wahidah. Then we have got the man, Dharvin.
Hi, my name is Dharvin. I'm from Seremban. I was born, brought up in Seremban. I started off my physiotherapy journey back in 2010. I moved to 3 different hospitals along the way. Finally, this happened. We came along and met my business partner here, Tilakh. We started off this in Seremban back again. It's good to be back in Seremban after all these years of moving out. And yeah, let's see what else changes we can bring to this small little town, right?
Yes, changes indeed. Yeah. So here we are in KL Kinetics. Let's get started, shall we?
Yes.
It's called KL Kinetics. This is their place. I don't know what they do, and that's why we are here. So this is the reason why we are here. We want to talk about what you guys do here. Tell us a little bit about, like, this place.
So what we do here is, okay, we are the first sports and orthopedic rehabilitation center in Seremban. There isn't any setup catered as to what we do here. We created this whole place focusing on exercise rehabilitation. So what happens is we emphasize a lot on movement therapy, movement approach, exercise therapy, rather than just the passive approach. Yeah.
Dharvin and I met in a private hospital in KL about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, so the idea started in KL itself. That's why the homage to KL Kinetic, right? KL stands for Kinetic Link, and it's also Kuala Lumpur where we had this idea. So he was a senior therapist, and I was a junior under him, and we basically jived together on the first day itself. We clicked ever since because our treatment approaches were the same. We sort of thought that why is movement and exercise not prioritized enough when it comes to rehabilitation? So we jive in the sense that we both think there is more to movement and exercise that needs to be done, and we had the idea of setting up a space like that, and 3 years down the road the idea has developed, and as our years of experience grew, then we decided to do something of our own, and thus this is our brainchild.
I see. So that's how you all got connected, lah. That's how the both of you all got connected.
Yes.
You want to share a little bit about what was your thought? Now he was talking about his feelings, right? As to you guys were pretty much doing the same thing.
Yeah.
What was your feeling when you met Tilakh, and then what came about?
Well, I mean, frankly speaking, it's like when he came on board the first time in Gleneagles, right? It's very interesting to see the fact that we somehow spoke the same language. As what he said earlier, I would just like to highlight the fact that there's more to rehabilitation than just relying on modalities alone. Unfortunately, when we were working together in the hospital environment, due to the number of cases and everything, we rely a lot on just the usage of modality treatments. I mean, there's nothing wrong in that, but we both felt that, look, if you don't get the people moving or exercising back and getting them back to what they want to do, how is it that they are going to even recover fully? I mean, honestly, they will definitely recover, but to what extent, right? So that's where, when we both were working together, when he came on board in Gleneagles, I still remember the first day when he started off. I asked him clearly, I said, because I was a senior there and he just joined us.
Okay.
So I asked, it was a shoulder case, if I'm not mistaken, a shoulder or a knee patient, and I just said, look, do you know shoulder cases or not? So he's like, yes, I do. I said, do you know or not? Because to me, my understanding is, if you know a case, you know from exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Because the least I want to do is clean up your mess, right? So I asked him directly, I said, can you handle this patient? He said, can. So I said, that's where I entrusted him with the patient, and I gave him that case. And I mean, the boy showed his skills, so he could actually, thank God. Yeah, so that's where it all happened. So I know that we are on the same page, we speak the same language, and we see things the same way. So I'm like, I mean, when the idea started off, for the fact that when to build something like this, you need a team.
Yeah.
There is no way you could do it alone. I mean, for whatever it is today, it's because of all of us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right? We can never take credit that, oh, it's my idea, this is what it never happened that way from the beginning itself. So trusting your team members and knowing the value that they carry is very crucial.
Yeah.
And they all are on the same page with you, they're all on the same boat with you. And yeah, it's good to know that we all are seeing things together. So that's how we worked out, you see. So that's the best of all.
Nice, nice. So there you go, guys. KL Kinetics. It's here in Seremban. Yeah. What is the name of this place? Yeah.
Plazo. Pusat Commercial Saujana S2 Heights. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now we all speak about where you all work, right? And then that was the physiotherapy center, so to speak. Then you all open up this one. How are you all different from the many places or centers out there?
We created a set of values, right? So we found like-minded people. I think Wahidah was on board even before the place was set up.
I see.
Because Dharvin got in touch with Wahidah, and we got to know she works in another sports rehab place, and we felt like, okay, how is it different? I would say our approach, our main strength is exercise-based rehabilitation, or movement-based rehabilitation. This is our forte. We prescribe exercises. Everything else is secondary to it. So we do have management for pain, passive modalities to some extent, but the goal is to get our patient, empower our patient through movement, which is why our tagline is empowerment through movement, right? We want to ensure that the moment a patient steps into our door, we impart enough knowledge and make them part of the decision-making process, because this is active rehabilitation. Active rehabilitation is not just the physical side of being active. You want the patient or the client to be a part of the decision-making. You form goals together, you form realistic objectives together, and then you move on from there. So every patient that comes in here, call me lazy or something, but I want them to see me lesser and lesser if they can.
And that's the whole idea.
That's the whole idea.
Yes. All right. Wahidah, you want to add a little bit?
Yes. Another thing that I would say we are different is that every program that we prescribe to them are all individualized.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nothing like a template. Oh, you have back pain, so this, follow this. No. It's depending on the patient, what are they capable of, what are their goals. So everything is programmed towards that individually. Yeah,
correct.
It's nothing set and
I mean, there's no two individuals alike.
Yes,
right?
correct.
And I like the tagline, empowerment through movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what are you all trying to achieve at the end of a patient coming in and meeting you guys?
I mean, fundamentally, if you look at today's society, many of them, one of the reasons how they end up with most of the injuries is that we stop moving as much as we used to do before. Right? So when we realize, I mean, the human body is designed to move. We are a moving machine. We are not.
So hanging that. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you need to move.
Get up and start moving people.
Exactly.
So, I mean, the whole approach towards a condition, to a medical condition today, it's very passive to some extent, I must say, right? I mean, you rely on medication, you rely on external approach to try to get away the pain and all that. I mean, it's fine to manage the pain, but what happens after that? So these were the things that we used to see back in the hospital, where a patient with low back pain or any form of injury that comes in, it's very much approach to handle the pain. And when pain is gone, they feel like the problem's over. It's not, right? You're just solving the pain. What happens after that, right? To get them back to what they want to do. And furthermore, to prevent them from going back to getting injured back again, right? So all that requires them to start moving, to start exercising. That's the whole approach here. You see, so that's why the empowerment through movement, that was actually coined by him. The credit goes to him, because when we were sitting down and brainstorming on our tagline, while we were trying to see what's required for the company profile and everything, then we were like trying to brainstorm, and he came out like, okay, let's take this empowerment through movement. I'm like, wow, that's solid, right? I mean, what else we need? So if you ask us what's required by the time a patient walks out of here, we want them to be independent. That's the whole thing. You see, you come in here feeling dependent, feeling deprived because you can't do stuff, right? By the time you leave this center, going out of here, we want you to walk independently. We want you to walk without pain. We want you to move without pain, right? And do things that you love to do. What's the point of going through rehab or any procedure and then not able to do anything? You get what I mean? Like, you go through a procedure, a certain procedure to your low back pain or to your knee, and then it reduces you from doing things that you used to do. But then you go through rehab for that. You get what I mean? So, I mean, there are some conditions where you're not supposed to do certain things. That's acceptable. Like, for example, you go through a total knee replacement, there are up to certain range you're limited, right? Because you can't flex more, or to some extent where your range is between 110, that's the max you can go, right? Fair enough, but that should not stop you from doing things around you, right? Like, you wish to go for walks, you used to do gardening, you want to do stuff. So we don't want the condition to basically, reduce your capabilities and limit you. So that's the whole purpose here. We want you to leave this place feeling good, feeling strong, feeling empowered.
So feeling empowered, that's the whole idea. So now Dharvin, Wahidah and Tilakh, we all are talking about something very different. Empowering means, see, it's the normal scenario is patient come, you guys are there, you help me throughout the 10 sessions or whatever sessions, and then I will be dependent on you. Now you're saying that you're throwing that dependency back to me. That means I am independent, I'm able to do things on my own at the end of whatever session or program that you have. What would be the challenges that you will be facing when you have got a patient coming by and then saying that, you know what, this is the plan that we have for you?
I think Wahidah could answer.
I know, right? There is a smile, and I want to know what that smile means, right? Go ahead.
Okay, of course, there will be challenges in anything, right? We
Yeah.
do. So, I would like to share some of the challenges that I face whenever someone came to me for their rehab journey or anything. It would be they are too depending on us to fix the problem. They in fact they feel like when they come here, their problem will be solved.
Yeah. That's
Like
the whole
that.
idea, right?
Yeah, like that. Okay, so they don't want to do the exercises at home. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So they expect us to do everything here, and
Okay.
when they go home, the pain will not be there. So it's kind of struggle also to get them to understand that it has to be a carry forward thing. Not just here, you have to carry forward all those exercises, practice them at home, so that you feel more stronger to do those movements that causing pain initially. Yeah, so that's one of the main thing I always educate to my patient, like, look, exercise is the main thing. You gotta move. You got, like we all preach lah. Yeah.
Okay, so you speak about that very much, right? That people do not even listen, right?
Yeah.
So how do you then tell them? Of course, educating them, giving them awareness is something that you can tell. But how sure are you when they go back home, they do whatever that they're supposed to do?
Okay. Yes.
How do you manage or monitor that?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, I'll show them if they do certain things in a right way, in a correct form, how they feel. If they instantly feel better, exactly, that's what we want. Okay. And secondly, for all the exercises, we always prescribe like a videos or any form of take home program for them can refer
like
to.
a homework.
Yes,
Yeah.
like a homework.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Basically, they can refer back, so they don't feel like clueless. Oh, what did I do again? Da, 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 da. So they can refer back. So these are the exercises. I'll show them what are the exercises they should do, so they can refer back. So whenever the pain started to come back, okay, they just need to do this. Should be okay.
Okay.
If I were to add to what she said, right? So it's basically we would appreciate a lot of feedback from our clients as well. Every client that comes in here,
Okay.
right? Because we want to know there are more than 100 ways to achieve like one objective of movement. So every time they come in here, we will ask them for their feedback, and we would like to know whether are they getting better or not. So a few questions we'll ask, like, are you feeling like you are stronger in certain activities or this particular movement? If you are, then we know that we can progress from there.
Yeah.
If you aren't, if there's something that causes you more discomfort, or for example, movement seems not right, then we will actually regress or modify those training for you. Yeah.
So I think it's constant communication is what we're trying to say here.
Yeah.
So it's always listening to the client, to the patient back again. Keep getting feedback from them, because let's be honest, whatever our clients are experiencing, I'm just feeding off their feedback, whatever they have to say, right? I'm just listening to them. I'm seeing how they're moving, how they're complaining. So if there's no communication, then it's all about assumptions only. Like, oh, you can actually do this, or you cannot do this. So we don't play the guessing game here, right? It's always communicating back and forth. We want more and more feedback every time you come in here. How are you feeling? Can you do this? Did you do your exercise at home? Was there any problems doing exercises? Was there any challenges? Do you have any pain when you do this? Is there any pain when you're doing this exercise? You see? So constant communication, getting all that little key points from them, right? Because, different, like I said, there's no one size fits all. So certain particular exercises that we prescribe may fit one patient, but may not fit the other patient, right? So although we try, for example, if I want to stretch my chest, there's one way of stretching my chest this way, right? But if I teach the same stretch to two different individuals, it may differ.
True.
Some of them may not feel the stretch, some of them may feel pain while performing the stretch.
That's right.
So this is where we always ask to get back information, feedback, right? So that actually helps us to some extent to actually know whether are they doing their routine or not.
Yes.
So more than just giving them the awareness, I think what we're trying to do is to get them to understand that they are responsible for their recovery at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, right?
We are just guiding them.
We are
So,
just
yeah.
guiding them. So we are just giving you the directions of what you've got to do. But at the end of the day, you have to take charge, and you are responsible for your recovery journey. That's about it. You see?
I think that's the ultimate goal, to
Yes.
make sure that they are in charge of their own body,
Yes.
their own health. And I like what you say. Constant communication is so important because only then you'll be able to send that message across. And how do you know that you are doing the right thing? Is the constant feedback. I think that's those are two things. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in KL Kinetics. We have got Dharvin there, we have got Wahidah there, we have got Tilakh here. We will be back shortly.
Guys, Deepavali is always nice. Yeah, you have got Muruku, and this is from Susan the Baker. Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you so much. And Susan the Baker have been. Let me finish this. Susan the Baker have been distributing some very good gifts to the many people around town. So once again, thank you so much. Deepavali is all about Muruku and a lot of food. Yeah, and I'm all ready for tomorrow. If you could see on screen, Kiran said very nicely, yeah, you guys are different and you guys are great. God bless you all. Yes, indeed, these three people are definitely different. KL Kinetic itself is different because it's a place for rehabilitation. It's a place to manage your pain. It's a place for you to actually, I would call it a one-stop center where you can actually manage and do a lot more things. Just by talking to these three young people here in KL Kinetic, it is really amazing. Why? Because when you speak to them, they understand you. They also give you it's a holistic approach where you will feel comfortable, very comfortable. So going to the question that I asked just now, tomorrow, Deepavali, what is your plan? So I've got a lot of answers. Let me just read some of the answers. Rajwin here says Diwali with family tomorrow. Yes, indeed, Diwali with family. Yeah. Some of them send WhatsApp messages, going out with family. Yes. Working. Some of them are actually working tomorrow. Yeah. Stay home, stay safe. They say yes, indeed. Enjoy the Muruku. I was enjoying it already. Oh, YB Nicole from Sramban. She is an amazing lady. And she is giving a treat to our friends here in Sramban to watch the release of Rajini movie, yeah, Annathe. So it's a miss for me because I have to go to KL. So what is my plan tomorrow? I am going to KL with my family to celebrate Deepavali in Gombak, KL, after the 2 odd years of not meeting them. So it's going to be a celebration for us, and I'm so excited. Baju sudah pakai today itself. On that same note, let me share with you a couple of things that happened this week. Of course, this is the T-shirt that was a gift by KL Kinetic. Thank you so much, Dharvin. Thank you so much, Wahidah. Thank you so much, Tilakh. And it says here, empowerment through movement. Great, brilliant idea, I must say. And thanks for the tea. Then I have got a gift from Nilaveni. I thought my birthday was over. Nilaveni, you are simply awesome. She came by. She baked 2 cakes, burnt cheesecake, fantastically nice, and also chocolate cake, fantastically tasty. Then she gave me this. Of course, her message by herself, the hubby and her 2 lovely kids was so touching. And this was the gift that I got from her. Leather belt and leather wallet. Nilaveni, thank you so very much. I am touched every time you do this simple gesture. It means a lot to me, and I thank you. Then, as you all know, Deepavali, right? Deepavali is festival of light. Darkness goes away, light is illuminated. And I think that's pretty much the same thing happened to me. I received this just this morning. Um, a certificate. And again, I am simply humbled. It's from a British publishing house, a certificate based on outstanding performance to Waran Shanmugam has been accepted as a member of British Publishing House Limited, Successful People in Malaysia, as from 24th June 2021, signed by the director. An honor indeed. I don't know how they got these details, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to frame this somewhere around here, so the next week you will be able to see this. So yeah, these are a couple of things that happened. And keep doing whatever that you're doing. But let's see what these three people have got to say. We shall continue with the remaining interview, shall we?
Thank you so much. You are still with the Waran Shanmugam show, and you are here in KL Kinetics. I am here with this bunch of very nice people here. We have got Dharvin here, we have got Wahidah here, and also Tilakh. So, Wahidah,
Yes.
You are the rose among the thorn, yeah, so to speak. Okay, so I want to know, how did you came about into this big picture of KL Kinetics?
Okay. So I was working in KL, in one of the hospital in KL.
Okay.
I was quite new in the industry. I was, freshly grad, still finding my own signature in this industry lah, technically. So I do feel something is lacking where the place where I'm working. Something is very much lacking. So I remember at that time I was updating my LinkedIn profile. Yeah, and then someone suddenly, messaged me.
I
It's
wonder who.
Yeah, so that person is Dharvin. Yeah, messaged me on LinkedIn and asking like, hey, how are you? Would you like to work in this sort of setup? So he sent me a picture, and it's basically a sports rehabilitation center. The idea behind it, like he explained everything, and I was like, yes, I want. And that is basically my passion. I want to work in a sports rehabilitation center where I can do exercise with my patients, technically like more active rehab. So I don't know why, just like my first instinct, I feel like I can connect with Dharvin in terms of whatever idea that he's throwing to me. I can very much relate. I want to work with him. That's my first instinct now.
Yeah. So
And
Wahidah,
then,
you're
yeah.
not the only person who can connect with Dharvin
Exactly.
instantaneously, yeah? Look at Tilakh and everybody can, yeah. That's
Yeah.
just him, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
So,
ahead.
so yeah, Dharvin set up a meeting. So we went to Starbucks. We talked everything. So I asked him all the questions like, are you sure? Like in this, at that time it was like in the middle of a pandemic.
Okay.
So I was like, are you sure? Like, are you ready for this? I also want to be, I want to feel comfortable working with him. So I threw on all the questions that I need to ask, and he answered everything. Yeah. So from there on, I said like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. I know I can gel with the team because the shared idea is there. We share the same goal. We share the same, what do you call principle?
Value.
Yes, values. Yes.
That's
how.
nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. So now, Dharvin, the
Yeah.
question. Why Wahidah?
Okay, when me and Tilakh were sitting down discussing and all that, when we wanted to, okay, the initial plan was just to get a receptionist.
Okay.
We wanted a receptionist, and then we discussed and all. We told ourselves. I mean, when we were working in the hospital environment, there's always this challenge where when we get a female client, a female
Okay.
patient, some of them, I mean, we respect their privacy. Some of them, they prefer to have a female therapist.
I see.
They want a female therapist. So because some areas needs to be exposed and all that when we treat and whatnot. So that's where we were discussing. We were like, if we're going to bring in just a receptionist, then it's not going to help us in any ways. She'll probably just chauffeur the patient in with us, but she won't be there all the time, looking at what we're doing and looking after the patient's safety and privacy, right? So that's where we actually put out the word of we're looking for a therapist and everything. So I went through LinkedIn, I was searching and everything. That's where I bumped into her profile, where I was just looking at her whole biography and everything, she became very well famous in the rugby industry.
Okay.
So as much as she says she's still new, trying to put up a signature and all that, I don't think so, because she has been with the Malaysian Rugby Union
Yes.
in freelancing with the rugby team and few other sports teams, I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, so this girl has what it takes. She's active.
Okay.
She knows what she's doing. She has the on-field experience, and of course, she's the female. That's what we're looking for, right? So yeah, that's where I was like, okay, let's just give her a buzz and see if she's interested or not lah to join us. And I sat down with her. We went to Starbucks, like she said, right in front of the hospital that she used to work in. We discussed. She laid out all the questions. I answered as much as I could and whatever. Because as I was telling her, it's our first time starting up this business, right? I've never done this before. It's our baby, to be honest. So I cannot say it's going to be all right, everything. I'm not going to be, saying it's going to be a bed of roses. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to be a smooth sail. I see it's definitely going to be some bumps here and there, but nevertheless, we will make it happen, right? And I would really appreciate that if you could be on board with us. That's what I told her. I said, because I see what you can do, and I know what you can bring to the table. I hope you could really be part of the team, lah. So yeah, that's how we all
That's how
happened.
she came in, lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tilakh, I want to ask about Wahidah being with you guys, right? How she has been an asset to this place.
Well, everything happens for good reason. You know that saying, right? Yeah. So I think the whole I trust Dharvin a lot, right? So when he sat down and met Wahidah and interviewed, so he came to me and then he said, Tilakh, I think she's the one, right? So the first meeting with her together as a team, right? When we had, I also had the same vibe. Because she knew what she was talking.
Okay.
And yeah, like what Dharvin said, she's lying if she says that she's
exactly.
right? Maybe she's been in the medical team with the rugby.
Maybe the clinical part in the hospital maybe 1 year lah. Before that, you do not know what.
She has got that.
Yeah. And the good thing is, I mean, from day one, I think our values and principles have aligned, and there's a sense of transparency in between all of us. We say it as it is, and everything is professional. We don't take things personally here. So that has been laid out from day one. So I think that's helped us in the long run.
Nice.
And we told her honestly, we saw the potential in her, and we think she can go really far, which is why she's on board with us.
Nice.
Right? She's possibly our star player here. Alright?
Bintang,
And I think we made the right decision. Ever since she's got on board, things have been taking off.
Yep.
Right? We really appreciate her ideas and insights into things. She brings a different perspective to what me and Dharvin have in common, right? So having that new perspective puts us in a looks at the bigger picture in all aspects. So that has helped us a lot, tremendously actually. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
We are so fortunate to have you around.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wahidah. So Wahidah, if I may ask, do you think rehab should only focus on physical aspects only? What do you think?
Absolutely not. Okay, so
Absolutely not, she said.
absolutely not only physical aspect.
Okay.
We should consider their mental state, their emotional state, basically a holistic approach lah. Because whenever you treat a patient, you know somehow they are ready, for example, to play football.
Okay.
But if here they are not ready, they wouldn't play. They will be scared to go on field, or they will be scared to take the first shot, and that will actually make them prone to re-injury, and we want to avoid that. So as much as we can, we need to make sure them prepared physically, mentally, and of course emotionally. So it's a whole aspect that we need to. Basically, physiotherapists is like their therapists, their psychologists.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
That's how I
you
feel
spoke
like.
about not only physical aspect. Then how do you manage the rest of it? what do you all do? Let's say emotional aspect or mental health. How do you all manage that area? Do you all manage that area?
Yeah.
And how do you all do that?
I mean,
Is there a specific way of doing it, or as you're doing the physical bit, you also induce it?
So I think it's a very how to say we do it subconsciously, we feel, because
Okay.
one of the things that we do when we're treating our patients, right, we actually listen to whatever they have to throw out to us.
Yeah.
While the treatment is going on, there's ample of conversations from every aspect that they're just draining upon to us. You know, they just want someone to hear. They just want someone. They just need to find an outlet of releasing all their frustrations, their angers, not only about their physical condition, but also the whole other things that's bothering their lives. How do they end up in this situation? Sometimes just random conversations that we talk about, you know, about the restaurant they had dinner last night,
Yeah.
something. So while we are actually doing what we do here, our rehab program and everything, there's a lot of conversation that takes place. So that's in a way what we feel it's a good channel that they can voice out whatever they want to voice out. So when they let it all out, to some extent, they find someone who listens, because we are not suggesting, we are not commenting anything. We are just letting them throw out whatever they want to say, you know. And whatever that has been done, whatever they've been through, all we can say is, look, let's focus on the now and not the past.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's now that what happens, right? From here, what we can do the best. So they may have been through quite a rough journey before this, and now they are here with us and they're seeking our help. So this is where we say, okay, look, since you're here right now, let's see what we can do from here. And if you're with us, we will guide you along the way. You see, so as what she mentioned, it's not just physical, it's emotional, it's mental, because you cannot expect things to just happen overnight, right? So imagine you've been struggling with an injury for the last 6-7 months or so.
Okay.
You need to consider the fact that it took 6-7 months for you to come here now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then now only we are starting. It's going to take at least a couple of months for you to actually see some results. So what happens is, on the very first day when the patient walks in here, we all practice the same thing. We sit down, we communicate with the patient, we tell them, look, this is what it is, and this is how long it's going to take, all right, and this is what's going to happen, the type of pain you're going to experience, how the journey is going to be based on the previous experiences we've had with other patients and everything. So we somewhat mentally prepare them to understand what's the journey like. If the journey is not as what we say, is much lesser than that, then they would feel like, look, oh, it's not as bad as what he says.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? But rather than taking it for assumption that it's going to be, or promising them, like, look, it's going to be a smooth sail, everything's going to be fine, you know, you just come in here, don't worry, you know, then it's total rubbish, I would say, you know what I mean? It's not going to actually give them the motivation or the trust that they need. So everything is laid out on day one itself. Look, this is what's going to take, this is what's going to happen, how it's going to be. So by the time they experience whatever they're experiencing, they are already mentally prepared.
Okay.
So that gives them an advantage of, look, oh, Dharvin or Tilakh said that already before this is going to take place.
They know what
You know, like for example, after a session, we perform a mobilization, or even we perform the mobilization, we already will highlight to them, look, this is going to hurt, all right? But you have to understand, we have to do this. Okay, if you don't do this, unfortunately, we are not going to get the range. So I have to explain to you. So even if they understand that, at least they're prepared to some extent. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we usually try to put into our patients' mindset and get them prepared mentally as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to add anything around
Yeah,
that?
if I can add, if I can summarize what they both said, right? So, we human beings, we are beings of greater intelligence, right? And there's a setback to that, basically. If you're beings of greater intelligence, in our practice, there's this model approach that we use. It's called a biopsychosocial model, right?
Okay.
So you are looking at someone based on the physical aspect, you have the mental and emotional aspect as well,
Okay.
right? A lot of time, physical health can be gauged, right? You have tests to run, you have things to assess for.
You're right.
But how do we gauge mental health? Mental health is something that is not being discussed enough. And in times like this and in growing times, mental health becomes something of greater importance, I would say. So when we don't address those issues, they encompass a huge part of health as well, right? So for someone to move on just physically, there is a big chunk of portion that comes from the mental aspect as well.
Okay.
So for example, if someone is injured, there's already a fearful experience,
Yeah.
and there's some sort of trauma. It
Mhm.
creates anxiety, it creates fear, it creates somewhere
Mental
a mental block basically for you not to move on.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things that we can address through therapy as well.
Yeah.
Of course, we are no subject matter expert when it comes to mental health,
Yeah.
right? But via communication, there are barriers that when we can break down as we are doing therapy, and through our experiences working with patients, we know that there are certain things that they would expect. So that's why on our first day, there's a lot of communication that happens,
Mhm.
so that we know what is their expectation and they understand what is our expectation. We meet in the middle so that we can mentally prepare them to a certain level, right? And this is why also Dharvin, I and Wahidah felt that since mental health is such a big aspect
Mhm.
of health, right? We also need someone who is the subject matter expert,
Okay.
and we would love to work with them, which is why we have our sports psychologist on board,
Yeah.
and she comes in as visiting
Psychology,
basis.
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if there's someone who
Struggles.
feels that is struggling with mental health or dealing with issues beyond just the physical aspect,
Uh-huh.
we would appreciate it if they can see that person, because we can communicate and probably listen, right? But for someone to help you navigate through these issues that you're dealing with, you probably need someone qualified.
Yeah lah.
Yeah.
See, most of the time, solutions doesn't come from anyone else, but it's yourself.
You're right.
And that's what a sports psychologist helps you with. They help you systematically identify issues that you're dealing with, so that you can find solutions to your own problems, right? And that is something that we probably can't do
Yes.
enough. So yeah, we have a sports psychologist on board for that
Yeah.
aspect.
Okay.
If I
Okay.
can add just one
Yeah,
small bit,
go ahead.
pain is a multifactorial thing.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not just movement, of course. It's not just
Physical, yeah.
physical. So it could be you're not getting enough rest, you are stressed out, that causing the pain.
Mhm.
So it's a multifactorial thing.
Yeah.
So you can never say, that's why it's a holistic approach lah. You can never just assume, oh,
Mm,
because of this one
Yeah.
particular
Yeah,
thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
So pain is a result of many things.
Many things, yeah.
So a lot of us focus on pain,
Yeah.
and we tend to focus on
And that's what
reducing
we
pain,
always do.
Yeah.
right? But if you think of it, pain is basically the end product of something happening,
Yeah.
within you,
Okay.
right? So if we can look into those
These
factors,
aspects, yeah.
this
This
will reduce
will
by
reduce
itself.
also.
Pain will reduce by itself. It's actually a result. It's not a cause,
Mm.
right? So yeah, these are things that we are looking at.
Yes.
I see.
That
So
we
that,
always,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, you wanted to say something?
No, I mean, it's perfect whatever we've came to this direction of this whole conversation. When you talk about pain, as what Wahidah was mentioning, it's not just physical, right? It can be a result from other aspects as well. Because end of the day, pain is just a chemical being produced in the body. It's a chemical compound that's being produced and picks up by your nervous system as from the receptors and all, telling you, look, oh, it's injury here. But when you look at the mental aspect as well, when you are stressed, your body elevates the pain as well. You create hormones that could also cause damage to the body, right? So that's where, I think it's also important for people to understand that just because you have physical pain, it may not also be just physical condition. It can be also a result from your mental state, those kind of aspects. So one of the things that we highlight, we created KL Kinetics also, apart from just having a sports psychologist on board, we wanted to have a full rehab team on board.
Okay.
So if it's not too late, honestly, I think it's also important for us to highlight that we also have 2 visiting sports physicians, right? And a sports psychologist, as he mentioned, and also a sports nutritionist on board with us.
Okay.
Yeah, so these people are all visiting. We've invited them over to be with us. So we wanted to create a platform where a client or a patient who walks in here, if they need any sort of attention from just apart from physio, they could come to us directly.
Nice.
Under one
Right,
roof.
all under one roof here. So you
So-
can see the doctor, you can get yourself rehabilitated through physical, through mental, so from a sports psychologist, and also if in case you need nutritional advice, we have a sports nutritionist on board who can also give you that sort of consultation as well. So it's a one-stop center for all.
Indeed. I think
Yeah.
like what you said, it is definitely a one-stop center. Yeah. I mean, I had so many questions that I wanted to ask, but as you all are talking, right, you all are answering all the questions that I had, but which is very good. So KL Kinetics is the place to be if you have got any issues, if you have got any pain, and on that same note, right, I don't know whether you all want to answer this question, but I have this question where you guys always promote sports massage.
Okay,
You want to speak a little bit about that? Yes, Dharvin.
I think sports massage is something that we recently came up with a post on because we have 2 sports science students or sports massage students who are being with us.
Okay.
Who is practicing sports massage? They're certified sports masseuse. All right. So it's actually a form of treatment that we all do on our daily basis when we're seeing our patients.
Okay.
Right. This is just something that we have brought out and we are creating as a standalone service right now.
I see.
So it's not just catered for individuals who are active and all that. It's more for recovery for anyone who is having pain, having muscle, muscle injuries, and after sports they just need some recovery. Yeah, so that's just mainly a service that we're offering lah. That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's highlighting recovery and relaxation. Okay. However, it might be a little different as compared to what you might experience if you go to a spa kind of massage. Like if you go to a Thai massage, right? So that's purely for relaxation. This
That's
is
right.
more for recovery because we work on tissues. So if you are a sporting individual or you have aches and pains or soreness, right? This will help improve flexibility to some level, improve blood circulation to some tissues and whatnot. Yeah.
I see.
So it's not something new.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's new in the sense of new service that we are offering as a standalone, but it has been it's something that we have been doing along with our treatments before this.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We are here in KL Kinetics, guys. Final message to all our viewers out there. What have you got to say?
Start with Tilakh.
Tilakh. Hey, Tilakh.
Okay, first things first, move more often, if I can say. Alright, move more often. Know your capabilities. I would say if you are someone who wants to return back to something active as you have not been doing, first of all, the message is during this MCO period, I think overall everyone's physical activity has been affected. Okay, so if you want to start building on your physical activity, please remember you might not be at the same level as you were before. So your physical activity intensity, if you want to start with a lower intensity, listen to your body, just move more often. Okay, but if you are feeling discomfort or pain, you have to understand that that's your body telling you that it's probably too much. Just listen to it.
Listen to your body. Wahidah.
Okay, so if everybody were to preach exercise is medicine, people would definitely be exercising now.
Yeah.
So definitely exercising is good for your health. It's basically health. Exercise is health. So, and don't wait too long when you get injured. Just come and see us.
Yeah.
We will definitely help
Yeah,
to
so-
you recover.
nicely said, yeah. Exercise, like how laughter is the best medicine, exercise is also equally important. But if you are injured in any ways, do not wait. Come to KL Kinetics. Thank you so much, Wahidah. Dharvin, the man.
Well, my take-home message will be very straightforward to you guys. As what we mentioned earlier, I really appreciate if everyone will be more responsible for their health, right, and well-being, rather than you putting it onto a medical practitioner and everything and all that, thinking that they are going to heal you or they are going to cure you and everything. I mean, yes, the doctors, the physios, all of us out there are trained individuals. We studied, we know what to do. But apart from that, you are responsible and for your own health, for your own well-being. If you take charge of yourself and look at the direction of, look, I want to get better, I want to recover, I want to get back and do what I want to do, then I don't think it's impossible at all.
Yeah,
right? So yeah, be responsible of your own health, please. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Be responsible. After all, it is your own body. Alright? So, with that, guys, before we leave, tomorrow is Deepavali.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. So, if I may, we have got all our viewers there waiting for you guys to wish them.
Oh, yeah.
You all want to say something?
Happy Deepavali to all of you all who is watching this tonight. We glad that you guys go easy on your diet tomorrow. That's for sure.
Please go easy.
Go easy on the diet. I mean, enjoy the food and the drinks and everything, but make sure you get exercising after that, lah.
I would say stay safe but also have fun.
Can I speak in Tamil?
Please.
I'll try. Okay. எல்லாரும்க்கு தீபாவளி வாழ்த்துக்கள். Okay. Wishing you guys to be safe wherever you are with your family members and whatnot. Enjoy your time and whatever you do it responsibly, please, and have fun.
Alright, fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, thank you so much for giving us that beautiful explanation as to what you guys are doing, and loads of things there. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, remember KL Kinetics is the place. If you feel pain or if you just want to come and visit these guys, I mean, just having a chat with these guys is simply awesome, I must say. Come visit KL Kinetics. It's in Surambad. We will give you the details further, but remember, come here, talk to them, and be inspired. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
guys.
for
Thank you so
having us.
much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So there you go, guys. If you have any pain or past injuries that needs a relief, do go and visit these people at KL Kinetics. You can go to their Facebook page, KL Kinetics, or www.klkinetics.com. You can go to their Instagram, or you can call the number that you can see on screen, 012-669-3151. Go meet them, and I'm sure they will be of help big time. Yeah, so that's all I have for you tonight. But before I let you go, Deepavali, ladies and gentlemen, used to be celebrated by the Hindus back then, but now it is celebrated by pretty much everyone, and I really mean everyone, and that indeed is amazing. So I've compiled this short video montage for you guys, and here I am wishing you இன்பமான தீபாவளி நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள். நல்லதே யோசிப்போம், நல்லதே செய்வோம், நல்லதே வரட்டும், எல்லாமே நல்லபடியா நடக்கட்டும். With that, let's watch this montage. Let me just do that again, yeah? Okay, I am having some technicalities here. Let me just do that again. This is very important, yeah. Important because a lot of them actually came, sent that video to me, and it was very amazing for them to do that. So let's try this again.
Now to come.
There you go.
ദീപാവലി നൽ വാഴ്ത്തുക്കൾ.
Deepavali now, wow to cow. Blessings be upon you.
Deepavali Nal Valthugal, Warren. Have a great day.
Hi everyone, Deepavali Nal Valthukal.
Hello guys, I'm Darren. I'm the president of the Rotary Club of Xiamen University, Malaysia. I'm here to wish everyone a happy Deepavali and Deepavali now wow to cow. I wish you guys enjoy the holiday and also remember to stay safe when you guys go to travel. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Hi everyone, Wahidah here, wishing you Deepavali Nal Valtakar.
Deepavali Navutuka.
Hi, Namaskaram. Dharvin here from KL Kinetics. Deepavali Nal Valtikal.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine Alec and I would like to wish everyone Deepavali Nalvaltagal. Be safe and enjoy with your loved ones.
Deepavali Nalvaltagal.
From Malaysia, how are you? This is Marie-Laure Charles from Paris. You can see behind me the picture of the Eiffel Tower. Today is my day because it's my birthday, but it's also your day. So happy Deepavali Nulvultukal. Bye bye.
Hello everybody. Deepavali Nal Valthukal. Greetings to you. Smile Leadership Sarbilam, Yen Sarbilam, signing off from London, UK. Greetings and best wishes for your coming Deepavali. God bless.
Vanakkam, Deepavali Nalvaltagal. Rombai Nandri. Thank you. This is Rajun Kaur, finalist for Miss Amazing Malaysia Season 2, Bocha player, HRDF trainer, and Laughter Yoga leader.
So everyone, Deepavali Nal Valtikal. Bye bye.